friends, and welcome back, or if you're new, welcome for the first time, to my channel, Books and Tea Time with Adeline or Addie. So I'm here today in my Little House on the Prairie-esque outfit and all dolled up because today we're doing a little different of a video style. So far, the majority of content on my channel has been weekly reading vlogs. That's kind of what I started out doing, but then I realized that perhaps I should formally take some time to introduce myself and talk about my channel. So today, as the title suggests, we are doing the BookTube Newbie tag. Now, I just watched a few of these recently and I wrote down all the questions that other people answered. I don't know where this tag originally came from, so I'm sorry to the person who made this up. All props and credit to them. If you know who they are or if that's who you are, comment it down below and let us know. But yeah, I've got some notes here and we're just gonna go ahead and dive into the questions, I suppose. Question number 1 says, why did you start your YouTube channel? I have had a book themed blog for I think like 2.5, almost 3 years now, and I really love making content on that. I still post content on that. I'll always have a link to my blog in the description box below if you guys are interested. I was mostly just blogging on and off, and then one day I kind of just, a couple of my friends and like my boyfriend have been like hinting at it and like, oh, you should start a channel, that would be so cute, and like I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, because I'm kind of awkward. I've gotten a little better, but I'm kind of awkward behind the camera, and just, you know, in general in life I'm kind of awkward. So I didn't know if it would work out, but it turns out that it's really fun and I like editing videos. So basically I made this channel as a companion media source to my blog, just as another place and space that I can talk about books and make friends who like to talk about books, because my boyfriend doesn't like to read and only a few of my friends, like my lit major friends, like to read. I really only have like a few people to talk about books with, and I just want a bunch of people that I can chat about books with, because it's super fun to talk about books, guys, like duh. I made this as an extension of my blog and also just to challenge myself to try a new format, because I've been really comfortable with writing my whole life. I've always liked writing, both like academically and creatively. There's thunder outside, I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. It's just like about to pour down rain. I figured trying to film videos and edit videos and put myself out there in a different way might be a nice way to challenge myself and also to get out of my comfort zone, I guess. Question number 2 is favorite genre, and I'm gonna cheat and tell you many because I don't have just one. I mean, if I had to pick one, obviously it's fantasy. Any kind of fantasy. Epic fantasy, high fantasy, urban fantasy, dragon fantasy, YA fantasy, adult fantasy, middle grade fantasy. If it's fantasy, I'll read it, to be honest, and I'll probably like it. Fantasy's always been my favorite genre. It just like enriches my imagination and makes me feel ways that no other book can. But I also read a lot of classics for my major. Basically, when I say that, I mean like 19th and 20th century classics. I read a lot of Irish literature as an Irish lady myself. I like historical fiction too. Historical fiction, literary fiction, anything like that. Question number 3. Some fun things that you can bring to YouTube. Now, I don't know if it's fun, but I have a very weird and specific sense of humor. People either don't get it, which is fine, or they really get it and we're like really close and we're good friends. So if you get my humor and you like my humor, be my friend. Is that creepy? I also have like a very broad and interesting set of like hobbies and interests, so I'm hoping that like my personality, I don't know if that's like a cheesy or cliche thing to say, but I honestly hope that my personality is bringing something to this channel. I'm trying to get more like loosey-goosey on camera and not so like I don't know, that was I don't know. Now I feel like I'm trying too hard to be funny because I told you guys I was funny and now I don't have any jokes to tell you. Also, I do have some fun video plans for videos I have never seen before. That doesn't mean that they're not a thing, it just means I haven't seen them, but I do have some interesting video plans that I want to sprinkle into my weekly vlogging. So if you do like sit down videos like this every once in a while, I do have things in mind that I want to do. So that will be coming in the future. Question number 4. What makes you excited about this channel? Books, I guess. Books make me excited. I want to make friends who like to read, and I'm not one to be like, I want like a million zillion subscribers. I mean, like, if I get a lot, that's gonna be fantastic, but really I just want to have a place that I can go and have these conversations. Like, I want like a virtual global book club. And I feel like YouTube is the exact place to do that. Like, I want to come onto the YouTube platform, post my content about books, watch other people's content about books, and just have that back and forth conversation, and nerd out about awesome books from various genres. I just think it'll be really fun. And so that makes me excited about my YouTube channel. Also, learning new things. I found out that I actually like editing videos, which I never would have thought or guessed that I could do it or that I would like it. So that's really fun. And just like pushing myself again to get outside of my comfort zone. The last thing that makes me excited is, so far, filming videos, like filming weekly vlogs, has really increased my reading pace, because I'm reading so that I can talk about stuff. I have things to say to you guys, so it has increased my reading pace a lot. I'm like 12 books ahead on my Goodreads goal, and that has never happened to me before, so I just feel like I am at the top of my reading game right now. Question number 5 is, why do you love reading? Why do I love reading? This is going to get out there, but we're gonna go there. So I think that books have like this otherworldly power. I'm gonna butcher this and it's gonna sound really weird and confusing, but if you catch my drift, you catch my drift. Books give you the opportunity to interact with people that you otherwise would have never ever met or known about in your life. Does that make sense? So like when you're reading an old book, you're encountering characters and authors and people that you literally never could have met before, because if you're reading a book from the 19th century, you weren't alive in the 19th century, so like it gives you insight to that. And being able to communicate with people across time like that is time travel. Like, it's not fancy science fiction-y traveling, but like that's time travel to me. Like, that is the coolest thing that you can do in the world. And when I really think about it, it's like discovering that I can fly or something. Like, it just blows my mind. But also reading a book and then talking about it on YouTube and connecting with someone that lives like thousands and thousands of miles away with you. Like, I never ever in my life would have met or known of all of these people if it wasn't for books bringing me together. Like, if I wouldn't watch certain people on YouTube if they didn't make channels and watch them, and like you kind of get to know people in that way. So to me, I love reading for that reason, is because it connects me with people and perspectives and experiences and ideas and worlds that don't even exist. Fantasy brings my imagination to places that didn't even exist. This is getting really dramatic and introspective, but that's one of the reasons I love reading. But also I just love books. I've always liked books, so that's why I love reading. Number 6, what books got you into reading? I love this question. Junie B. Jones. Loved those books. My mom read them to me until I could start reading them myself, and then I started reading them. I was obsessed with Junie B. Jones. I thought she was hilarious, and that was the best. The Sisters Grimm series, which I'm actually rereading. I have it down here. Sisters Grimm series. Super sweet middle grade story about 2 sisters who are fairy tale detectives. Maniac Magee was my first like standalone favorite book of all time. I read it in 5th grade. I have a vivid memory of it. I loved that book. I'm pretty sure my teacher let me take my copy home, because like when you're in grade school, you like borrow classroom copies and read them in school, and then like you return them, but I'm pretty sure she let me keep mine. and I read it every once in a while just to like make myself feel good. I actually lent it to my cousin, so I don't have it right now, but I loved that book. That's still to this day my first favorite book of all time. When I think of what series got me into fantasy and the series that really just holds a special place in my heart, it's Percy Jackson. I loved the Percy Jackson books. I have all of them. Right now they're down here. I don't know if you probably can't see them. I am a mythology nerd at heart. I love myth and lore, and those books just got me so obsessed with fantasy. Like, that was really when I started reading fantasy. Oh, this is another really good question. Okay, question 7. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So, first things first, I'm going to tell you who my favorite booktubers are. Number 1, the very first booktuber that I ever subscribed to was Reagan from Peruse Project. I don't even know how I came across her channel, but she basically is the person who introduced me to booktube, so to speak. So I absolutely love Reagan. She's so sweet, and she has like fashion content mixed in with her book content, and we have very, very similar reading tastes. I love Naya from Naya Reads and Smiles. She's one of the most bubbly and happy human beings I think that I've ever seen or like heard speak in my entire life. She's just like the sweetest soul in the world, and really she does smile just all the time, and it's like infectious. Like, you will watch her smile and then just start smiling like, wow, I'm happy. Noelle, I very recently, like I think 2 months ago, started watching her videos, but I love her. She has like a very delightful and happy sense of humor. I really love her sense of humor and her personality too. I mean, obviously I watch all these people because I love their personality, but I'm just trying to give you a gist. And I started watching Noelle because I feel like we have similar reading tastes but not the same, and I feel like she is like pushing me out of my reading comfort zones, but in the best way. Junie from This Story Ain't Over, I love her videos so much. I get a lot of really good recommendations from her as well. I find Junie's voice so relaxing. Like, I love just like having her videos on in the background while I'm doing something because her voice is just so calming. I love it. Last but not least, Jessie from Bow Ties and Books. I love their channel too. They are just so creative. I feel like their videos and their content is so unique and special. They made their own like TBR stack of cards to help them like choose what books they want to read for their TBR, which I think is like the best idea in the world. I get a lot of really good recommendations from them as well, so I'll have all of their channels linked down below. But that's my 5 favorite booktubers. I have others, but those are the booktubers that like as soon as their videos come out, I watch them immediately. I would ask all 5 of them, Naya, Reagan, Noelle, Junie, and Jessie, I would ask them all the same 3 questions. The first question is, if you could forget a book, like forget the experience of reading a book, so that you could read it again for the first time and experience it for the first time a second time, which book would you read and why? Because with my very, very favorite books, sometimes I want to go back in time and erase my memory so that I can feel that like anticipation and the excitement and the wonder of what's gonna happen. I want to feel that again, but you can't, because like rereading is great, but you remember a lot of things most of the time. Second question, this is kind of a 2-parter, but do you like to drink tea? And if you do, what is your favorite kind of tea? And then 3, will you be my friend? Because I love you all dearly, and you are just like the nicest human beings I've ever seen on the internet. You're all so happy and positive, and I just want to be your friends. So if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but if you are, be my friend, question mark. So yeah, that's that question. That took a really long time, sorry. Question number 8, challenges that you hope to overcome with your YouTube channel. First thing is tech problems, which I have had a lot already, guys, let me tell you. Storage problems, video uploading problems, thumbnails looking god awful. So I'm learning a lot, but definitely having to overcome some of the technical issues. I still don't have a camera, still recording on my phone, which works, but you know, I would like to get a camera eventually. Anxiety about filming and perfectionism. I'm a little bit of an anxious bug, and I don't know if that translates on camera because I'm very good at concealing it in person and online, but your girl's anxious. Just trying to get a little more comfortable with you guys and showing like authenticity. I really want to be like bouncy and weird and fun, but I don't know if that's coming off. Okay, let's wrap this up. 2 more questions to go, guys. Question 9 is, when did you start reading? And I don't really remember a time in my life that I didn't read, because I can't remember the time in my life when I couldn't read. Does that make sense? Like, I don't remember the age too. But the first like time I started reading like at a quick pace, like on my own for fun, so to speak, was in 1st grade. We had these reading challenges where like every time you read a book you would put a sticker on this little thing, and once you got to 100 books you got a prize or something, or like a pizza party, I don't even know. So I read a lot in 1st grade, but like again, that was like reading one Junie Jones counts as one book. So reading challenges for school kind of got me into it. Book reports, I always remember like people would like use their siblings' book report, and I would be reading some like abstract weird book I got from the library, and all of my friends would be like, what is that book about? I've always loved reading. It's not a very new thing. Finally, last but not least, question number 10, where do I read? Now, I could read pretty much anywhere. I always bring a book with me, like the Rory Gilmore method, always have a book in a bag. But my favorite places to read are my porch in the warmer months, my couch in the colder months or when it's raining, and my bed at nighttime. And that is a wrap, people, on the BookTube Newbie tag. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you get a better idea about me and my channel from this. If you liked this style video, you want me to do something like a Q&A, or if you want me to do more sit-down videos, I do have a couple ideas in mind. So just like this video, comment down below your thoughts, what you think. My question to all of you is, what book got you into reading? Because that was one of my favorite questions that I answered, and I feel like that's not just for booktubers, it's for readers all over the world. So what book got you, or books, what book or books got you into reading? Thanks for watching this video. I know it's not our normal vlogging style content, but it was really fun. I liked filming this. I'll see you in next week's vlog. Happy reading, happy writing, and happy living. Bye, guys.